Hi friends! We had another successful day of Vacation Bible School this morning. The Bible lesson today was the prophet Elijah and the widow of Zarephath. You may remember that there was a great famine and drought in the land, and God had promised Elijah to provide food for him during that drought. The prophet shared that promise with the widow of Zarephath and her son, even as she shared her meager and last resources with Elijah. And as they shared together, God continued to provide, and the oil and the flour did not run out. Having faith in God's goodness means that we share what we have with one another, knowing that through our sharing, God makes sure that there's enough for all. One of the stations at Vacation Bible School is a mission station, and the children are learning about Ukraine and what life is like there. They're also learning about refugees who have resettled here in Columbus. I'm going to share with you part of that presentation from the Community Refugee and Immigration Service, CRIS for short, in Columbus. As you know, we support refugees in Chad, Africa, through supporting Watoto Reed and building schools and furnishing classrooms and providing for educational resources.
All right, my name is Juma. It is J-H-U-M-A. Many people call me Yuma, no offense. They can call me Yuma or Juma. I am a former refugee from Bhutan. Bhutan is a very small country, far, far in Asia. I came to United States as a refugee in 2011. Early in 1980, between 85 to 89 rather, the country of Bhutan doesn't want to see people like us. They think that because we speak a different language than the other group of people, so the king of the country said that you people do not belong to my country, you need to get out of the country quickly. So they started kicking us out of the country. I was 13 years old. Then I left my country at midnight along with my siblings and my parents, and we walked a couple of hours, then we took a truck and we finally came to Nepal. Nepal is another small country, but it's very much well known about Mount Everest. How many of you know the tallest mountain of the world? Yay, what is it? Mount Everest, there you go. So I lived in the country of Mount Everest for 20 years as a refugee. Now I'm going to tell you what a refugee is. Any person who is kicked out of the country by the government, and because of the fear, someone has to leave the country because of the fear of persecution, because they belong to a different group or a different religious group or different political views. So because of that, if the government doesn't want them to live in the country, they kick them out. And these are the people who are called refugees. There are more than 26 million refugees today in the world. And Ukrainian refugees added another 3 million. So we have more than 29 million refugees in the world today. And among those 29,000 refugees, only 1% of them get an opportunity to come to the United States and resettle here. And I'm one of that lucky person. I'm so happy, I'm so grateful to the United States for the opportunity to come and create my new life here, okay? So I lived in refugee camp for 20 years, and the job I did when I was in refugee camp was teaching kids like you. So I was teacher for 20 years. I started teaching when I was 16 years old, and I continued until I was, I should say 40. Okay, so 20 years teaching in refugee camp, then I came to United States. During my life in refugee camp, we live in a very, very scarce situation where we didn't have enough water, food, but we survived. You know, when God creates human beings, He knows that this person has to survive, He will give some power. That power is invisible to us. That will keep us alive. That made me alive, and I'm here today. And
Thanks for watching and being a part of our food truck party this week. I'll see you again tomorrow.
There's something